All right, today we're going to be talking about algebraic expressions or writing algebraic expressions. It's basically taking something in a verbal phrase in English and translating it into what I like to call algebranese. Okay, the main thing we need to recognize here is that what operation they're talking about and what it's going to look like in algebra. So I've just got some basic words for us that we can translate for phrases. Things that are going to mean addition are like add a number to 5, the sum of a number and 5, 5 more than a number. All of those are going to be expressed in algebraic expression as n plus 5. Because it says to add a number to 5, okay? It says the sum of a number and 5 more than a number. So anytime it says sum of a number or sum, you've got it whatever order they put. If it was number and 5, we've got to write it like it is there. If it was 5 and a number, we would flip that around. Okay? On the subtraction, words that you're going to be looking for are subtract, the difference of, and again, when they say the difference of a number and 11, it's got to be in that order. It has to be the unknown number or the variable minus 11, not the other way around. Okay, and 11 less than, well, less than what? Less than a number. So again, that's n minus 11. For multiplication, we might have something like 3 multiplied by a number. Well, do we know what the number is? No, so we use a variable. And the other one is a product of 3 and a number. We remember that anytime we're multiplying a number times a variable, the number part, the coefficient, comes first. Okay? In division, we're looking for words like 7 divided into a number, or the quotient of a number and 7. Remember, when it says quotient of, product of, difference of, sum of, it has to be in the order that they're showing us. So when it says quotient of a number, it has to be our variable divided by 7. So it would be a over 7, because in algebra and pre-algebra, we're going to get away from this division sign, okay? And we're going to start writing it like a fraction with the dividend on top and the divisor on bottom. Okay, let's look at a few examples here. Okay, I've got something over there. I've got English and algebranese. We've gotten something written in algebranese. It says 2x plus 3. Well, what does 2x mean? 2x means 2 times x, okay, plus 3. So there's lots of different ways we could write this, and here's just one of them, okay? It says twice an unknown number. Well, the unknown number is x, and so we have, and twice means 2 times. So we have 2 times x, then it says increased by 3, so we have plus 3. On this one, we're going from English to algebranese, and it says 12 divided by 9 times an unknown number. Well, where would 12 be? Is 12 going to be on top of our division bar or underneath? Well, it says 12 divided by. That means 12 is going up on top. What's it being divided by? It's being divided by 9 times an unknown number. Whatever variable we choose, we're going to have a 9 bumped up in front of it. So in algebranese, we're going to end up with 12 divided by 9 times our number, which is 9c. So we have 12 over 9c. Next one is already translated into algebranese, or an algebraic expression, and we want to translate it into English. Well, 7 bumped up to an a means 7 times a. There's lots of different ways we could say that. We could just write it as 7 times an unknown number. We could write it as the product of 7 and an unknown number. So this one just says the product of 7 and a number. Does that describe our phrase? Absolutely. This one says the difference of 12 and a number. Remember, when it says difference of, product of, we have to do it in the order that we see it. So it says the difference of 12 and a number. The number is the unknown. So we should have 12 minus our variable when we translate it to Algebraese. So in this case, we have 12 minus n. Got a few more examples just for us to run through until we kind of get comfortable with this. This time we're given an English word phrase, and it says 6 less than an unknown number. Okay, our unknown number is our variable. 6 less than. That means I'm taking 6 away from something. What are we taking 6 away from? We're taking it away from our unknown number. So it should be our variable minus 6. Okay? The next one is in Algebraese, and we're going to translate it to English. So it just says 5n. We remember that when we have a number or coefficient bumped up to a variable, it implies multiplication. There's lots of ways we could write it, but one way would be the product of 5 and an unknown number. Or we could simplify, we could leave out the unknown part and just say the product of 5 and a number. Okay? Next we have an English phrase. It says 5 greater than an unknown number. Just like up here when it said 6 less than, this is saying 5 greater than. That means there's something that we're adding 5 to. What are we adding 5 to? An unknown number. So whatever we choose as a variable is going to be our variable plus 5. Okay? They said d plus 5. Let's take the next one. They've given us to in Algebraese, and we need to write it in English. So it's 7 over x. What does 7 over x mean? 7 divided by x, exactly. So we could write it as the quotient of, which would come first, the 7 or the x? The 7, so we could write it of the quotient of 7 and a number, or we could write it as 7 divided by a number, and they've written it as 7 divided by an unknown number. Okay? Bear with me. 3 more examples, and then you're off and running on your own. The top one there says 1 more than the product of 12 and p. Okay? We remember that 1 more than means that there's something here and we're adding 1 to it. Well, what is that something in front of it that we're adding to? The product of 12 and p. Well, how do we write 12 times p? We just bump them together, the coefficient first and then the variable. So 12p plus 1 would be our Algebraese phrase. The next one they've given us to in Algebraese, it has an n over 2 and then a minus 4. That means a number divided by 2 minus 4. Lots of ways we could write that. Just kind of sticking in what we've been doing, could we say 4 less than the quotient of a number in 2? That's one way to say it. Let's see what we've got here. This one's just even simpler. It just says 4 less than what? N divided by 2, a number divided by 2. Okay? Last example, and then you're off and running on your own. This one says 4 less, okay, 7 times a number. What do you notice different here? The word than. This says 7 less than. That means we're subtracting, 4 less than. It means we're subtracting 4 from something. This one says 4 less. That means we're starting with 4 and we're subtracting whatever's behind it. So what are we subtracting? We're subtracting 7 times the number. How do we write 7 times the number? 7 bumped up to our variable. So we should have 4 minus 7 times our variable. So let's take a look. 4 minus 7b. Guys, I hope this helped a little bit. As always, you can reach out to me during class, this evening, whenever you need to. Just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. I hope this does help.